welcome back to Drinking by My Shelf. Another little bonus Wednesday video here today because I'm going to give you my TBR for the Owls Readathon, which starts today by the time I'm posting this and runs through the whole of April. So there are 12 books I'm planning to read for this TBR, but I do have a whole month to do it. I will link below to Book Rose to host the Owls Readathon so she can explain it, but basically the aim here is to get as many owls, like the wizarding exams, as you can, and there's different prompts for each subject. I'm going to try and get all of the subjects, all 12, because later in the year there is the Newts Readathon, and in that one you're kind of aiming for a particular career, and which careers open to you all depend on which newts and owls you have. It's a whole thing that links together, it's very, very exciting. But to keep my options open, I'm going to try and get every owl. If you also want to join in this month, I did make a video for Book Break where I gave suggestions for books to fit every prompt. So I will link that below, click through to watch that, and I tried to keep it quite a big range of genres, so no matter what your reading taste is, you'll still find a book that you like the sound of that fits the prompt, because some of them are sometimes quite hard to find something that actually fits. So go watch that if you're looking for inspiration, but otherwise I'm going to tell you what I'm planning to read this month. So for Care of Magical Creatures, the prompt is to read a book that has a creature that has a beak on the cover, and I actually put this one to my Patreons. I had a poll there for them to vote on which book they wanted me to read, and they voted that I would read The Housekeeper and the Professor by, is her name Yoko Ogawa? Her name is Yoko Ogawa. I've never read any of her books before, but I've read about this author. She has won every major literary Japanese award, so she sounds great. This book is about memory loss, which is a trope I just absolutely love. So yeah, I'm really excited actually that the patrons chose this one. For History of Magic, the challenge is to read a book featuring witches or wizards. So a book that is on script that I've really wanted to read for so long is Practical Magic, as in the movie with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. I love that film, so I'm really excited to read the book. I've heard quite mixed things about the book. Some people love it, some people say it's not as good as the film, but I'm going to give it a go. For Transfiguration, the prompt is to read a book with shape-shifting, so I'm going to read Paul Takes the Form of a Mortal Girl by Andrea Lawlor, which is about a main character called Paul, who is, I think when we meet him, he's in the body of a gay man, but he can transform his body at will. So we meet him kind of living different lives and different genders at various points throughout the book. So it's kind of like a modern Orlando version. For Muggle Studies, the prompt is to read a contemporary. So in a few days, in fact, this coming weekend, when you're watching this, my sister and I are doing our next 24-hour readathon, and the books we're going to read for that one are the George Nicholson books, as in Angus, Thongs and Full-Frontal Snogging. So we will be reading, there's 10 of them, so that'll be 10 contemporaries I will read in 24 hours, hopefully if we get through them. So one of those will do for this prompt. For Potions, the challenge is to read a book under 150 pages, so another one that I found on Scribd is Paradise Rot. And this is a book, I think I heard about this one from Portal in the Pages. She said it was quite a weird, dark book, which I'm kind of into, about female bodies and sexuality. And I don't know, I'm intrigued by it. Okay, for Herbology, you have to read a book with a title starting with M. I'm assuming that the doesn't count, so I've picked The Mother by Yvette Edwards, which is about a mother whose son is accused of a murder. No, other way around. She has to attend the trial of the boy accused of her son's murder. For Divination, I actually don't know what I'm reading next. So for that one, you're supposed to assign a number to every book on your TBR. So I'm just going to do it in chronological order, and then get a random number picked, and you have to read that book. So I will do that right now. We're going to say that number 1 is here, and it just goes from there. There are 24 books left on here. So random number generator 1 to 24. 21. 24, 23, 22, 21. Ooh, okay, this is Mountain Road Late at Night by Rossi. This sounds like a really sad one. It's about a couple who are driving back late one night from a party and are in a car accident and killed. And then it's about kind of the few days, the aftermath of this, and the young son that they left behind. Sounds like a tearjerker. For Defense Against the Dark Arts, the prompt is to read a book set at sea. And there's a book that was on the Kitschies Awards list this year, which is for speculative fiction, called Jelly by Clare, Rees, which sounded so weird. It's about people who are trapped on a giant jellyfish, I think? Yeah, so the description just says, after a traumatic event that no one can talk about or even quite remember, they're stuck on a giant killer jellyfish, tantalizingly close to the shore and safety. And it's apparently quite funny and silly. So that sounds great. That one's not on Scribd and I don't own it, so I will have to buy it when I get to that, but I really want to read it. For Charms, you have to read a book with a white cover. So I've got The House Without Windows here, which I got for Christmas, and this one is a book that was written by a 12-year-old girl. And it's apparently a really weird story anyway, but it's this kind of feminist fantasy fable, and she wrote this when she was 12, and then she has a lot of mystery around her because when she was a bit older than that, at some point, she literally like disappeared. So I feel like I want to read this and then go on like an internet rabbit hole about her life. For astronomy, you just have to read a book entirely while it's dark outside, which again, in the 24-hour readathon, will be perfect for that because we're starting at 3 AM and going to 3 AM. So there'll be quite a few books that we read completely in the dark. For arithmancy, the challenge is to read a book outside your favourite genre. So I would like to read The Sin Eater by Megan Campisi. This is historical fiction, which is very much outside my favourite genre, but it sounds really good. It's a kind of alternate history, and it's about a girl who is destined or is sentenced to be a sin eater, which is this like real historical concept I didn't know about before. Women or people who are sin eaters, when somebody else died, the sin eaters would eat this ritual feast with different foods that corresponded to different sins, and the idea was that then absolved the dead person of their sins so they could go to heaven, but the sin eater, who had been made to be a sin eater as a punishment, was then carrying those sins and would go to hell unless someone else absolved them. Very interesting. Can't wait to find out more. And finally, for Ancient Runes, the prompt is to read a book with a heart on the cover or in the title. So I've got here The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne, which I've been meaning to read for so long. So many people have talked about this book, both on BookTube, people have said great things about it. My entire family have read it except for me and they all love it. Apparently it's another one that's really sad, but my sister said like sad but uplifting, sad but hopeful. And that's it, that's my TBR for the month of April. So I'd love to know if anyone else is taking part, and if you're going to be vlogging it. I am going to attempt to vlog the whole month, so upload like weekly vlogs of it. We will see how that goes, because obviously we are all in isolation, so there's not like a ton of variety to vlog, but we are really trying in this house to like keep it interesting, keep doing random activities, so hopefully I will have some fun stuff to show you in the vlogs. But let me know if you're doing it and what you're reading, and also I have a whole playlist of past readathon videos that I've done, so you can go and watch those to kind of see how I do them. See you next time.